The business community operates with restored confidence. Even political opponents like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia have been inspired by this new wave of renewed optimism. A time of renewed optimism under the dynamic leadership of President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government. His visionary governance has restored faith in our democratic institutions, reinvigorated our national spirit, positioned Ghana as Africa's shining beacon of progress. Mr. Speaker, the transformation is palpable across every sector of society. Our market women now trade with renewed vigor. Educators stand proud in their profession. Farmers embrace their vital role with assurance. Students pursue knowledge with greater determination. The business community operates with restored confidence. Even political opponents like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia have been inspired by this new wave of renewed optimism. Beyond our borders, Africa looks to Ghana as a model of democratic renewal and economic resurgence. Our remarkable economic recovery has become the subject of continental admiration, signaling Ghana's return to its rightful place as a leader among nations. This is more than mere political change. It is a national awakening that promises to carry Ghana to new heights of prosperity and influence. Right Honorable Speaker, I am proud to say that this renewed hope of the ordinary Ghanaian is the result of the work that we did during the inaugural sitting of Parliament. During those 42 inaugural sittings of this Parliament, which spanned 11 weeks, and despite an overwhelming presence of many newly elected members of Parliament, the House achieved an unprecedented feat. We swiftly passed 11 critical bills to implement the critical promises made by the NDC to reset the Ghanaian economy. The obnoxious electronic levy was done away with, and so was the carbon emission levy. We repealed taxes on lottery winnings and the 1.5 withholding tax on unprocessed gold from small-scale miners. We removed the VAT on motor vehicle insurance policies. We increased the levy on gold mining companies from 1 to 3% of gross production and extended the levy sunset to 2028. We removed or raised caps on certain statutory funds to allow full allocation to priority sectors. So Ghana Education Trust Fund got more money for education. National Health Insurance Fund got more money for healthcare delivery. And Road Fund received 100% of their due allocations to better support road projects. I vividly recall the unwavering commitment demonstrated by honorable members of this House, who sacrificed sleep and personal comfort to work tirelessly through the night in this very chamber. Their dedication bore fruits in two critical legislative achievements: the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board, a landmark institution that has brought much needed regulation to our nation's gold industry; the timely passage of the appropriation bill, a crucial piece of legislation that not only authorized government expenditure, but also guaranteed a seamless financial transition during the delicate period following the election of a new administration. These examples stand a powerful reminder of Parliament's essential role in safeguarding our nation's economic stability and democratic processes. When duty calls, this House has consistently risen to the occasion, putting national interests above all else. The meteoric vetting and approval of all 56 ministerial and deputy ministerial nominees saw the fastest setting up of government by any democratically elected president inaugurated under the Fourth Republic. Even before new and young MPs could settle in their seats, they started asking questions and raising issues affecting the lives of their constituents. 170 motions were moved and adopted. Newly approved ministers responded to 41 questions. Members and ministers delivered 90 statements on critical national and constituency matters. The House held 82 committee sittings. Because of all the policies, legislation, and quality of leadership installed by this House, in our first sitting, Ghana is being reset again. We have engineered one of the strongest currency rebounds in recent financial history. The numbers speak for themselves. 21% appreciation against the US dollar, 16% against the UK pound, 41% strengthening versus the euro, where $1 traded 14 a few months ago. Today it exchanges at just over 10.94 Ghana cedis. This isn't just statistics. It is translating into real relief for Ghanaian families. The strong showing of our Ghana cedi is resulting in significant reductions in fuel prices, in commodity prices, in food prices, and in the prices of general goods and services. Right, Honorable Speaker, there is a new force and a new myth in the management of our economy and finances. It is called forcenomics. This House must support our indefatigable Finance Minister and former leader of this House, Honorable Kesel Atuba Forson, to continue along the lines of fiscal prudence and his dogged pursuit of appreciating the Ghana cedi, reducing inflation and prices, reducing interest rates, and revitalizing our private sector, renewing hope in the Ghanaian. While many challenges remain, this sitting will focus on pursuing fiscal prudence, economic consolidation, the private sector revitalization to strengthen Ghana's financial stability and growth. It is in our agenda to receive the mid-year review of our budget. Members recall that this House approved a common fund formula that demanded that 80% of the fund should be sent directly to the assemblies. The Finance Minister will bring an urgent statement on the guidelines to govern the utilization of the funds. He will also make other far-reaching statements on the financial sector. A bill to convert the Ghana Investment Promotion Center to the Ghana Investment Promotion Authority will be presented to the House. A Ghana Deposit Protection Amendment Bill will be laid to enhance the existing legal framework and to meet international standards and to better protect depositors. Greater clarity to our exemptions regime will be seen in an Exemptions Amendment Bill. Several bills and regulations in the financial sector are in the works and will soon find their way to this House. They include a Customs Amendment Bill, an Income Tax Amendment Bill, a Private-Public Partnership Regulation, Fees and Charges Miscellaneous Provisions Amendment Regulations, Revenue Administration Amendment Regulations, and an Exemptions Regulations. Other requests will be made of this House to pass economic agreements, loan agreements, tax and duty waivers, and the consideration of statutory reports. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the new doing of accountability, is busy preparing prosecutions of massive looting of public funds under the SWAL MPP regime. Even as he is busy in this regard, Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayini will bring to this House a new Conduct of Public Officers Bill, a Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Amendment Bill, Economic and Organized Crime Office Bill, Ghana Industrial Property Office Bill, Interstate Succession Bill, Legal Education Reform Bill, Legal Profession Bill, Notaries Public Amendment Bill, Presidential Transition Amendment Bill, State Property and Contract Amendment Bill, and a new Tribunals Bill. By the time we finish passing these bills, the legal architecture of Ghana would have received a significant overhaul. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Attorney General will also introduce several subsidiary legislation. They include the Corporate Insolvency and Restructuring Regulations, the Court of Appeal Rules, Economic and Organized Crime Office Operations Regulations, Economic and Organized Crime Office Terms and Conditions of Service Regulations, High Court Civil Procedure Amendment Rules, Interpretation Regulations, Judicial Service Terms and Conditions of Service Regulations, Legal Aid Commission Regulations, Supreme Court Rules, and very significantly, removal from office of Justices of the Supreme Court rules. The President, John Dramani Mahama, is determined to fast-track legislative reforms to strengthen our institutions of governance and further entrench our democracy. The President is committed to legislative clarity with transparency when it comes to the constitutional mechanics of the removal of justices of the superior courts. The Minister for Education, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, will bring to this House a Scholarships Authority Bill, a University for Development Studies Bill, a Ghana Book Development Council Bill, a University of Engineering and Agricultural Science Bonsu Bill, and an amendment to the Colleges of Education Act. Pursuant to Education Regulatory Bodies Act, the Education Minister will submit for approval by the House a number of legislative instruments related to the National Teaching Council, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, the National School Inspectorate Authority, and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection will bring before us a social protection bill, a Child Justice Amendment Bill, a bill to amend the existing Domestic Violence Act, an LI for the Social Protection Bill, and an LI for the Affirmative Action Act of 2024. Honorable Emmanuel Amakofubua is expected to present a bill to review the Minerals and Mining Act, submit all mining leases for consideration for ratification by this House. This House sends a clear signal that it will no longer tolerate the practice of major mining undertakings occurring without valid parliamentary approval. Political proposals to this House aim at transforming Ghana's energy sector. Petroleum sector development will see proposals seeking ratification of a petroleum agreement involving GNPC, Exploco, and TriStar Upstream Oil and Gas Limited. He is proposing measures to facilitate over $4 billion investments in that sector. He will introduce legislation to restructure the Ghana Petroleum Commission and the PURC. Regulatory framework for modernization will be proposed by the Minister. He is proposing to repeal and reenact the National Petroleum Authority Act. He will present a Nuclear Power Corporation Bill to establish a regulatory framework for nuclear energy development in Ghana. And he will submit a Renewable Energy Authority Bill to promote renewable energy initiatives in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the efforts to reform the energy distribution sector, Mr. Speaker, the electricity distribution, he will seek parliamentary approvals when necessary to implement the multiple lease model in electricity distribution. He is also proposing legislation to realign the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission's mandate. This ambitious institutional transformation agenda requires robust legislative backing. In addition to these executive bills, several private members' bills are being finalized and will be introduced during this sitting. Mr. Speaker, some of the ministers are yet to present to us their proposed legislative programs in this meeting. Mr. Speaker, the President in February appeared before this House and delivered his first message on the state of the nation to the Ghanaian public since assuming office on January 7th. A resounding theme of the message included the collapse of our institutions of democracy, our state-owned enterprises and corporations, and unbridled corruption. Right, Honorable Speaker, during this sitting, the Majority Caucus will spearhead a rigorous pursuit of accountability in Ghana's public financial management. We will demand a full-scale parliamentary investigation into the handling of COVID-19 expenditures to ensure transparency in how emergency funds were utilized. Additionally, this House will revisit the unresolved Ajapa royalties deal and require a detailed update on the 190 million PDS scandal, a case of alleged fraud in power distribution that cost Ghana dearly under the previous administration. Furthermore, we will launch a comprehensive inquiry into the rampant sole sourcing practices of the past government, exposing how recklessness in contracting bled the nation's coffers while enriching a select few politically connected individuals. We will also summon Operation Recover All Loot, ORA, for briefings, particularly on the 36 financial cases worth over 20 billion United States dollars, including land-related fraud amounting to over 700 million United States dollars. The gravest danger to our democracy is impunity. If we fail to hold those responsible for this brazen plunder of public resources accountable, we betray the trust of every Ghanaian who demands justice. This House will ensure that the era of financial recklessness is met with certain and unwavering consequences. In the course of the last sitting, it emerged that some containers got missing at the Tema port, and further investigations revealed massive cases of reckless procurement at the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. The Minister of Energy promised this House a thorough investigation. We are waiting to be briefed on how far perpetrators have been held accountable. This Parliament must live up to its mandate as the House of Accountability. Right, Honourable Speaker, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Pandit Kwesi Esiama, appeared before this House Committee of the Whole to provide critical clarifications on the controversial construction of the new central bank headquarters known as the Bank Square. What began as an $81.8 million project under the previous administration ballooned to an outstanding $250 million. A reckless expenditure at a time when Ghana's dire financial crisis had pushed the nation to an IMF bailout. Shockingly, it was revealed that $11.1 million was spent on furniture alone, despite the building remaining incomplete and unsafe for occupation. This House will thoroughly investigate this matter during the current sitting to ensure accountability and justice. The hard-working citizens of Ghana who took to the streets in protest against such blatant mismanagement of public funds deserve answers. Their voices must not be ignored. And their sacrifices must not be in vain. We will seek regular briefings from the Minister for Justice and Attorney General regarding ongoing investigations and prosecutions. The Special Prosecutor will be held to strict account for his mandate as well. Parliamentary committee hearings, similar to the United States Senate, will seek to unravel structural institutional defects that promote corruption and maladministration in our country. I want to assure the President that the Majority Caucus, and I believe this whole House, will pursue the agenda to reset Ghana with rigor. Right, Honourable Speaker, it will be recalled that on the 4th of February, during a discussion on the 60th anniversary of the death of J.B. Dankwa, a voice from the backbench of the members of the MPP made an unsavory comment directed at a female colleague in this House. The voice was roundly condemned despite some shameful efforts to equalize. The Right Honourable Speaker gave a one-week ultimatum to the maker of the statement to own up. That has not happened. We on the majority side will not leave the matter unresolved. The majority caucus will demand that all the MPP members of the backbench who were sitting in the direction where the unsavory statement came from should be referred to the Privileges Committee for investigation of a consent to breach the privileges of a member. The NDC Majority Caucus repeat our condemnation The NDC Majority Caucus repeat our condemnation of the unsavory comment made on this floor and regrets the incident as the lowest point in the life of this House in the last sitting. Right Honourable Speaker, the recess period was highly productive, as nearly all House committees either conducted oversight visits to their respective institutions and agencies or participated in capacity building seminars and workshops to strengthen their effectiveness. I am confident that our committees are now better equipped and fully prepared for the tasks ahead. The future of our democracy is in our hands. While free elections and peaceful transitions are fundamental to democracy, it is to visit all independent constitutional bodies, ensuring we remain fully informed of their operations, circumstances, conditions, and problems. Sanitation Committee Chairman and his team inspected key sanitation installations, engaged with local assemblies, while the Local Government Committee conducted an in-depth monitoring visit to the integrated recycling and compost plant facilities in the OT and Volta regions, evaluating waste management infrastructure and operational efficiency. I eagerly await committee hearings to address key findings from these visits. Additionally, the Gender and Social Protection Committee conducted welfare assessments at vulnerable care centers, including City of Refuge Ministries, HD Presence Orphanage, and Save Them Young Orphanage, ensuring the needs of our most marginalized citizens are addressed. All committees are expected to submit detailed reports of their research activities for the House's consideration. I am pleased to note that these efforts have not gone unnoticed. I have received numerous public commendations for the hard work and commitment displayed by our committees during this period. Looking ahead, Mr. Speaker, as we begin our second meeting, our mandate remains clear: to prioritize economic recovery, strengthen social protection, enhance security, and improve governance through targeted legislation. The Ghanaian people expect us to work with urgency and unity to address pressing issues such as youth unemployment, further reducing cost of living, access to affordable housing and reliable utility services, and better infrastructure. As representatives of the people, we are reminded of our sacred duty to uphold the Constitution, advance good governance, and work tirelessly to improve the lives of all Ghanaians. The legislative agenda before us is both ambitious and essential, covering economic recovery, social development, security, constitutional reforms that will shape the future of our nations. The Majority Caucus remains resolute in its commitment to constructive and bipartisan engagement, ensuring that the business of Parliament is conducted with integrity, transparency, and the utmost respect for democratic principles. We recognize that the strength of our democracy lies in robust debate, consensus building, and the pursuit of the common good. I urge all honourable members to approach our deliberations during this meeting with diligence, fairness, firmness, and a shared sense of purpose. Let us rise above partisan divide and focus on legislation that will promote job creation, economic stability, sustainable development, and the public good. Together, we have both the power and the responsibility to honor the trust bestowed upon us by the people, and through our actions, we will drive meaningful progress for our beloved nation. May God bless our deliberations, and may God bless Ghana. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.